What's up guys, Eric from B-Side. Today I'm here with the 2014 BMW M5. We're going to be installing our Shiftpower SP24. This is going to give the additional throttle response and additional controls to your acceleration, and it's going to really change the way your vehicle drives. In addition to that, it also adds a valet mode, so when you valet your vehicle, the valet driver won't be able to floor your car, peel out, do any of that, because there's only going to be driving around the parking lot anyway, so there's no need for them to use the full entire acceleration that a car like this will provide. In addition to that, we also have the lock mode, which also provides an additional anti-theft to this vehicle. So when you park your car, you lock your acceleration pedal so that if a thief manages to somehow turn on your vehicle, then they won't be able to get too far. Your car will be idling, but they won't be able to accelerate anywhere. And the installation on this vehicle is very, very easy. I'm going to walk you through it right now. And at the same time, I'm going to do a little bit of demonstration. So let's go ahead, get inside the car and get started. All right, guys, so before we get started, we want to make sure your car is asleep. So if you just drove your car, you stopped it, don't go directly to the acceleration pedal and unplug that connector, because if you do, you're going to get check engine light. So instead, once your car stops, there's three ways to do this. One way is, depending on the vehicle, you could just lock your car like so and then unlock it. This will put your car to sleep and there's not going to be any signals going through the acceleration pedal. For some other vehicles, you're gonna actually have to open your driver's side door like this. You're gonna have to put the key far away from the vehicle so that it can't detect it. Wait about 10 minutes and then you can start. Those are the two ways, and if you wanna just not wait, then you could actually open the hood and disconnect the negative terminal of the car's battery and then also do the installations. Okay, another thing, I want to go over the tools, what you need for this. You need a little pick tool like this to open or to access the little bolt that you need to remove using a Torx wrench. I believe it was a T27, this one over here. So you could go ahead and get that ready. All right guys, so let's go ahead and continue on the installation. So let's first remove your carpet to the floor mat here. All right, and then once you look over here to this acceleration pedal, you'll find a little round grommet or like a little rubber piece. So grab a little pick. You could use this. You could use a really small flathead screwdriver, and then you're gonna just pop this out. All right, and then go ahead and don't lose this. You want to put it back in after you're done. And we're gonna grab our Allen wrench or our Torx wrench, T27. And let's go ahead and loosen this. All right, so once that is out, we can pull this assembly. We're gonna just push this up and then just set it to the side so that we can see the connector. It's kind of hard to see. I grab it, it's right here. All right, and how to remove this? There are release tabs on the side, so I'm gonna push on the release tabs. Okay, there it is. All right, so we got this out. This one just was a little bit tricky, but if you need assistance of a tool, you could go ahead and push down on the release tab and pull up. Just never pull on the wire itself, because you don't want to end up pulling the wire out of its terminal. So we're gonna grab our module here. It looks like this. Let's go ahead and remove the wire ties. And as you can see on this harness, we have a male and a female side. So the female side is gonna connect to this harness. It only goes in one way. It'll click into place. And then the other side will connect to your acceleration assembly. Right, there it is. It'll click in very nicely, and then we'll go ahead and get our button here. And then on this button, you'll find that there's a 2-pin red connector. We're going to connect it to our module. Okay. All right, and then if you look at the module, the password is written on here, but you also have it written in the instructions book. So you could look in two different ways. All right, so let's go ahead and put this back. So just note that there's a little hook here that it hooks in place. Alright guys, so we went ahead and finished installing it. So how we did this on how we organized the cables and the wiring is, if you look over here on the side, the connectors are on the right side of the assembly. We kind of tucked it in. We also zip tied it together so it won't move. So it's gonna stay in place. You don't want this getting behind the acceleration pedal, so that when you're driving, you might not be able to get your full throttle. So you want to make sure it stays in place. Routed the cable up here. The module is behind here, and then we routed the button cable all the way up this side right here. So we found that is the good location for it. And then we went ahead and we put that little piece back on, and now all we have to do is put the carpet back in. All right, so that is the installation. Let me show you how to prepare the app, download it, and we'll go for a test drive. All right guys, so we went ahead, we installed it. Now we're gonna go ahead and connect the phone. And first, go ahead and download the Shiftpower app from the App Store. It's available on both Android and Apple. So once you do that, go ahead and open the app, and this is what you'll see. You're gonna want to turn on the car. All right, yeah, let's start it. All right, cool. So once we have it connected or turned on, we're gonna select that car icon. And then your device will show up. There it is. We're gonna select connect. And it's gonna ask you for a password. All the modules have its own password, so we're gonna go ahead and select it. It's gonna be on one of these papers. And we're gonna go ahead and select your vehicle.
And I'm guessing it's
yeah. Go through the disclosures, and now we're connected. So you can either press on the button and it'll jump through different modes. If you want something between, then you could use your finger and drag it, and you could change it even while you're driving. And once you selected the presets that you like, you go inside your mode settings here, and you could change all your presets so that when you push the button, it'll jump to where you have presetted it. And we have 3 different acceleration curves. We've got the linear, dynamic, exponential. The linear one is the most aggressive. It'll reach your wide open throttle faster, whereas the exponential one will use the whole entire movement of your acceleration pedal, and dynamics right in between. So you go ahead and play around with that. But for sports cars like this, a lot of times exponential is the best setting to go for daily driving. If you're gonna go for like drag racing, then linear will be a little faster. And we also have the eco mode, which is also adjustable depending on how aggressive you want to be eco. We also have the valet mode. So this is when you're valeting your vehicle, you don't want it flooring your car. Just give you a bit of an example. Can you press on your gas? Good, try it now. Okay. Mike here is flooring his car, and that's all he's getting. And then you can also lock your throttle. And go ahead and gas it so nothing happens. So this is for anti-theft while your car is parked somewhere. Alright, so let's go for, you wanna go for like a quick drive? Sure. Maybe? Okay. So we'll just do it on like sport, and then we'll see how it goes.
Wow, that's pretty aggressive.
And if you look at this, it gives you a visual of how much difference it's making. This is your first time using one of these?
Yeah. The response is crazy. Like the amount of input I would normally give to drive like softly or smoothly, it will give way more input. So.
But this is right now at the most aggressive.
Yeah.
So you can play around with it.
Okay.
Here, I'll put it down here to like dynamic and linear.
To see how it feels.
Yeah. So this one's gonna feel a little bit different. We did tone it down a lot, and at the same time it's on the linear.
feels very smooth at 25%. It's a little bit more throttle input without having to push the throttle.
All right, so here it is in valet mode in the parking lot. See, look at all the acceleration. Yeah, the car barely goes.
Yeah, I'm like full throttle.
Yeah, full throttle.
6 miles an hour.
6 miles an hour. And of course, you could adjust this. So I'm gonna adjust it a little bit. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that concludes our video. Had a lot of fun video shooting this, and it's always the valet mode that makes us giggle and have fun. So any other questions you guys have, you could leave it in the comments, or you can also email us at info@bsonicusa.com. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to our video and also give us that like. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next video.